recently accessed files. Look at what they were after.
Quadcopter detected. Quadcopter detected. Class quadcopter detected.
Hey, what is up everyone? The LDB is back at it again, coming at you today with a build that I've honestly wanted to bring to you for quite some time now. Right at the end of TU5, I finished this build up, and then they announced all of the changes that were going to be coming, so I thought it was best to just patiently wait for for the update to come out and then do the video then. So this has been a work in progress for a little while, and I've been running it for quite some time now, so I definitely know that it works, and I'm loving it in TU6. So as always, if you enjoy or find these videos helpful, definitely smash that like button, subscribe for future content. If you are new to the channel, make sure you got that notification bell on. We also have that join button as well now, and you can go ahead and drop a comment down there letting everybody know what you're thinking about this, or if you have any questions. So let's get into it. Alright everyone, and here it is. As you can see up top, I am still going to be going with the Sharpshooter Specialist simply because I am stuck on that 30% stability that we get from it. To me, that is a big thing because, you know, if you're not landing those shots, then hey, we're not doing any damage, right? And we can all get that potato aim from time to time, so this should definitely help mitigate that just a little bit. As well as if you need to pop somebody from a distance with a whole lot of damage, you know, this is definitely the thing to use. As well as if you wanted to go with the Survivalist Specialization, that way you can get some protection from elites on the build, so when we're going to be stacking some armor and a whole lot of health, protection from elites can definitely come in handy, but to me, I'm going to be going with the stability. So other than that, let's take a look at these weapons. I am going to be showing you with the P416 because that's, you know, everybody's go-to more or less right now, you know, over the Eagle Bear. I know everybody does not have this yet, so I don't want to, you know, show the entire build using this only, but we can see the difference here. The Eagle, I'm at 22.8k per bullet, and with the P4, I'm at 19.5. I know that's not really all that great, but when we have all that health to back us up and, you know, with Berserk going, damage to elites, it definitely cranks that number up a lot. I have Ranger on this weapon right here and optimized, again, some more weapon handling. So, you know, this weapon I actually feel is a lot more accurate than the Eagle Bear. I mean, obviously. But this thing is a absolute laser beam compared to the Eagle Bear. So if you don't have an Eagle, don't feel too bad. You know, you're not missing out on all that much. And we also have protected reload on there. While equipped, this weapon grants 10% bonus armor while reloading. So that to me is a big thing. And then as well as on the Eagle Bear, we have protected fire. While holstered, gain 10% bonus armor while firing your current weapon. So right there, you know, that's definitely a big thing. You can boost up your bonus armor just a little bit because you actually have the Eagle as a secondary, you know, so that's pretty cool right there. I found that interesting. But pretty much those are the weapons. The mods that I'm going to be going with on the P4 is the Hollow Sight that gives you that 8% damage to elites. We have the magazine giving us that plus 20 rounds. We have the Underbarrel giving us 5% crit chance, and the Muzzle giving us another 5% damage to elites. So those are the weapons that I've mainly been going with. You can really use whatever you want. I know the AKs are working pretty good nowadays, and this one right here, as you can see, we're at 23.2 compared to you know, the 19.5. It just has less RPM, so if you want to do more damage up front, go with that AK. But other than that, let's get into the build itself. Alright everyone, so here we go. First things first, let's take a look up here. We have 8 reds, 12 blue, and 0 yellows. My armor is sitting at 188,000, and I know that is not the best by the majority of standards, but I did do that on purpose, and I will explain why in just a moment. Now, on the other hand, if you take a look at our health, we're sitting at 320,000. Now, just a couple days ago back in TU5, I was able to stack Vital, put it on 2 pieces, and therefore giving me over 370,000 health. But now in TU6, we're knocked down to 320. Nonetheless, it's still working out awesome, and I really recommend that you guys try this one out. Now, other than that, the reason that I am doing this is basically to stack as many hit points as possible. As far as I understand, armor and health go on a 1-to-1 ratio, so if you add up 188,000 and 320,000, we're basically just over 500,000 hit points, okay? Now, comparing that to a build that has 400,000 armor and 50,000 health, well, I'm still 50,000 ahead of you. I know it's not a lot, but it's still, you know, something that, you know, you can take advantage of. And I have ran this in PvP. I did pretty good, but I'm not really that big of a PvP guy, so, you know, just take it easy on me there. But other than that, the reason that I'm stacking the armor and the health like I am is simply because of how Berserk works. Plus 8% weapon damage for every 20% of max armor depleted. So, if you can essentially live in your health bar, let them strip off your armor or the majority of it, you're going to be getting a very nice weapon damage buff. And if you have no armor left and you're just living in your health of 320,000, you're going to be getting 40% weapon damage. That is huge. Freaking awesome. Absolutely love that right here. And when we pair that with restorative, 30% health on a kill, which again, I used to have vital on there, but now we have that 30% health on a kill, and 30% of 320,000 is actually a nice little chunk. You can actually stand on that. And if you take out 1 or 2 NPCs, you know, you've got the majority of your health back, therefore you have something to sustain yourself. And again, when you talk about hit points, we have a whole bunch of them. So other than that, let's take a look at each piece individually. Alright everyone, so here we go. Let's start out with the mask here. The mask that I'm going to be using is Badger Tough. It gives me that plus 7% damage to elites. We have some health on a kill, and a pretty good damage to elite roll on there of 47%. It's not that big dog of 52%, but until I get one, this will work just fine. And as soon as I get that big one, it's going right on here. Absolutely. Now, also, I did recently do a video on how and why I stack damage to elites the way that I do. So if you have a second, definitely give that a look. Now, moving on to the chest piece. Alright everyone, so we already kind of went over this, but I am using a Fenris chest piece, giving me plus 10% assault rifle damage. I have 10% crit damage on there, 5.5 weapon damage. I really wish that weapon damage was higher, 10%, 15%, whatever I could get, that would be awesome. If I can get a duplicate of this chest piece and get higher weapon damage and then be able to put that big health roll on there like I have here, that will be amazing. That's going to be a good day. So other than that, we have that 46,000 health on the chest alone. And the tip that I can give you for looking for high rolls is look for Alp Summit. Go on the map, find out where Alp Summit is being targeted at, and go farm that. I promise you, you will get big numbers. For instance, I mean, this one right here has 13% weapon damage. It's not the best, but hey, it's a lot better than 5.5. You know what I mean? And as well as the 46,000 health, it came off of a Alp Summit piece. I have a chest piece that is Alps that has 16% weapon damage on it. I'm just saving for a rainy day, and it is what it is. That's my tip for you. Go out and farm Alps. So other than that, looking at this chest piece, it is Berserk. We have that 8% weapon damage for every 20% max armor depleted on there. So, pretty straightforward on that. You need 7 or more reds. We have restorative as well, plus 30% health on a kill. And again, 30% of 320,000 is a nice little chunk. Definitely help you out. Now, moving on to the mod here, it's not anything crazy. It's only 0.5 weapon damage, but it is 5% assault rifle damage and 1% damage to armor. So we're going in the right direction, I think. So on to the next piece. Alright, so on to the holster. It is Gilligard. We have the 2-piece equipped, so I'm going to be getting that plus 5% total armor and plus 20% hazard protection, and the attributes make it even better. We have 33,000 health as well as 12.5% health on top of it. That is amazing. This holster alone pushes the build in a amazing direction, and I don't mean just because of the health. If we take a look down here at the mods, we have 2 mods that are essentially identical. 1.5 weapon damage, 1% damage to armor, and 4% assault rifle damage. So, my point being here is that typically I would put something with devastating here, right? 5% weapon damage, get that weapon damage up. But on this piece, we are able to have these 2 massive blue rolls, right? And at the same time, we get 8% assault rifle damage and 3% weapon damage up. So that is more than just that 5% you're going to be getting from devastating, as well as that 2% damage to armor. So right there, I really love this holster, and I recommend you use something similar to it as well. So on to the next one. Alright, so as far as the knee pads go, they are also Gilligard. I have a 20,000 health roll on here. I know we can get that a little bit better, but as of right now, that's what I've got, and it's been working out really nice. As well as patience on there, of course. After being in cover for 5 seconds, armor repairs 5% every 1 second. That's like a must for me in PvE. Pretty straightforward on that, nothing too crazy. Now, as far as these Gila knee pads go, they are very similar to the holster in the respect of the mod slots. We have 2 red mod slots on the holster and 2 blue mod slots on the knee pads. And I put some really nice mods on here. Both of them over 8,000 health, and we also have 9% health regen down there at the bottom, so it's going to help our health come back that much faster. Gotta love these knee pads. So, on to the next. Okay, so on to the gloves. I'm going to be going with Murakami. I have the 2-piece active giving me plus 8% health. I mean, you got to utilize that on a build like this, right? As well as plus 10% hazard protection. Now, I also have the 2-piece Gila active giving me another 20% hazard protection, bringing me to 30%. That is a big thing. 30% hazard protection is really, really nice. For instance, if you get poisoned, it affects your health directly. So if I have some hazard protection and a whole bunch of health on the build, I'm doing just fine for status effects. Just throwing it out there. Try it out. I promise it will not let you down. Now, the attributes, I have that 5.5 health on there and 9% assault rifle damage. I cannot get it past 9% for whatever reason. It will not let me go past 9%. Maybe you can let me know down in the comments. I did roll this on TU5, but now in TU6, I'm trying to make it, higher, and it will not work. I don't know what the deal is, but I'll be on the lookout for some more gloves like this. Now, we also have hard hitting on here, giving us another 25% damage to elites. Gotta love that. And now on to the backpack. Alright, so the backpack I'm going with is also Murakami. I have that 8.5% health on there, 38,000 health as well, with 5.5 crit damage. Again, I wish that was weapon damage and not crit damage. You can see that on the chest and on the backpack. If I was to have more weapon damage, that would push this build a lot farther than it is right now. I promise you that. So you can probably do better than me if you can find one that has weapon damage. But other than that, I have Vital on here, 25% health. You gotta use that. You gotta use that. If I take this off, you can see it drops my health down to 193,000. That is freaking terrible. But point being is, use Vital on one piece. Absolutely. Now the mod that I have on here is another 8,000 health, and we have some blind, deaf, and bleed resistance on there as well. So that is the build in itself. Overall tips to use for this: go with a 2-piece Murakami and a 2-piece Gila. These 2 pieces of Gila are, in my opinion, best in slot for this build. They give you the most blues and reds that you can get in this little area, and the most damage and the most health. So that's what I would really go for, as well as combining it with Murakami, so that way you can get some more blues. Murakami typically rolls with a lot of blues, and if you can get some good health rolls on there, run with them. That's absolutely awesome. So overall, that is the build in a whole. I'm just going to be going with a Reviver Hive, nothing crazy, and a Chem Launcher for a heal. Oh, and I should have talked about the sidearm here. It's just the Sharpshooter 93R, and the reason that I'm using that is because it has overlap on here. While holstered, gain another 5% weapon handling. Gotta love it. Keep that stability, accuracy, handling up as much as possible, and land those headshots at a distance. So, there it is, guys. On to the stat sheet. Alright everyone, so really quick before we go ahead and sign off until next time, let's do a quick little recap here on the stat sheet. My primary weapon that I'm going with, it has Ranger, we got Optimized, Protected Reload, we have Protected Fire, Overlap, all the good stuff, And then the weapon damage here, we're at 19.4, and again, it's not the best, but if it wasn't all wasted in crit damage here, and I could actually put some weapon damage on the build, that would have been awesome, but it is what it is for now. It's still working out awesome. 5% crit chance, 40% damage, 55 headshot damage. Range is 26, 2.5 second reload time, even though we have minus 10% reload speed here. We have 30% stability and 20% weapon handling. Look at that. Those 2 numbers right there will help you out tremendously. If you're trying to land shots at a distance, this is where you need to be. 30% stability, 20% weapon handling. We have 9%, a whopping 9% all weapon damage bonus. Perfect. Just perfect. Again, if I could get some on the backpack and a little bit more on the chest piece, I'd be doing a lot better. 47% assault rifle damage. And we also have 92% damage to elites. Nice. I know a lot of people, from what I understand, are having a hard time breaking 50-60% damage to elites. And again, I did recently do a video on how and why I stack my damage to elites the way that I do. So if you're having trouble with that, definitely check out that video. Now, we also have 3% armor damage. Hey, not too bad. We have 29% health damage there. Now, as far as the gear talents go, we have Vital, Berserk, Restorative, Hard Hitting, and Patience. Look at that. Those all line up real nice. And as far as the brand sets go, it is simply comprised of Badger, Murakami, Fenris, and Gila. Nothing too crazy at all. Now, as far as the armor goes, 188,000. Armor on a kill, whatever. We have 320,000 max health, and our health on a kill, look at that, 99,000 hit points. That's what I was talking about. Count those hit points up. Add up that 188 and the 320, and that's where, that's what my focus has been lately, and it's been really nice. 174,000 health regen, look at that. Woo! 50% pulse resistance, 30% hazard protection, 37 bleed, 43 blind deaf. Let's just move down a little bit. Got burn resistance, confuse resistance, disrupt, shock, poison. I hate being poisoned because, again, that goes straight towards your health bar. Ensnare resistance. This is working really nice. Now, as far as the skills go, nothing too crazy at all. I mean, it's a hive, for crying out loud. And then we have the chem launcher. You got the armor repair, 50,000 per pop. That's pretty good. Just drop that thing one time, and that's not too bad when you have 188,000 armor. So dropping that once, you're, again, roughly, a little bit less than a third, right? Either way, moving on to, well, you probably don't want to see the Dark Zone perks. I mean, it's pretty much pointless for a PvE build. So overall, that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed and took something away from the video. I've been having a blast with this build, and I really encourage you to try it out. Alright everyone, and there you have it, my Berserk Assault Rifle build for TU6. Now, I can also do a couple other variations of this build, which I may do in the future, especially if I get one of those perfect Berserk chest pieces. Oh boy, that's like in my dreams. I really hope I get one of those. And if I do, I will definitely let you guys know. And as always, if you enjoy or find these videos helpful, definitely smash that like button, subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel, and go ahead and drop a comment down there below letting everybody know what you're thinking about this, or if you have any questions. So until next time, guys, I hope you take it easy. I will see you then. Later.